Hey, it's Jeremy from OpticHouse.com. So, I am continuing with a drawing video, or rather a flatting video of a piece that I'm, doing some color work on. And it occurred to me as I was working on this that some people might wonder, is there software that can do this work for you? And there is flatting software. And what flatting software will do is it will go through and, if you just click on certain areas of your drawing, you can designate what areas you want it to fill in with color. And it's kind of like the magic wand tool in Photoshop. I personally have never used flatting software, so I can't speak to how well it does or doesn't work. But there's a reason why I haven't really, dug into flatting software. A being that other than doing art prints and, it's standalone pieces, mostly I do black and white illustrations of, for my comic book pages, so I don't do a ton of color work. But B, the second reason why I haven't really dug into flatting software that much is because, from my understanding, in order to really make use of it, you have to have a closed-line style. A closed-line style, for those of you who are not illustrators, is when there is a solid outline containing an entire shape, like an entire figure. Like if you were to look at the silhouette, for instance, of either the angel or devil, there's places as you get close to like high on the devil's hip or high on the angel's shoulder where there's a break in parts of the lines. And to do something where you're going to just make a shape completely filled with color, you have to have everything that's going to be... This is at least my understanding of how flatting software works. So if there are people who are experts at flatting software, please feel free to correct me in the comments section. Because, like I said, I haven't used the software. I'm just talking about my understanding of it. But yeah, the whole act of having to go through and select stuff, with the lasso and magic wand tool, some people find tedious and want to use software that can do it for them automatically. And if you're more of a cartoonist, then it's not really that big of a deal if your cartooning style consists of having bold lines around everything you draw. For me, my drawing style doesn't naturally look that way, and I'm not that interested in changing the way I draw just so I can use a specific piece of software. That could change in the future if I were doing a lot of color work and it felt like it was something that was necessary. But as it stands now, I'm fine with just going through and selecting everything and filling in colors. The other thing that's interesting about this video is that I am using QuickTime to record the whole thing, which previously when I tried making a drawing video, I was trying to find ways to take screen captures and then assemble them all as JPEGs, because when I usually do my time-lapse videos, that's how I'm doing them using an app on my iPhone. And so I thought, well, let me try using time-lapse just because JPEGs are going to take up less space than video. But lo and behold, I found a way to take screen captures, not with an app per se, but just a little coding and some research I did. But the images I took ended up taking up way more space than the actual just using QuickTime and pressing screen recording, and it only took like 100 plus megabytes for like about 15-20 minutes worth of video. So it totally seemed like it works well for me. So that's the system I'm using going forward for when I'm doing coloring or lettering, because now that I see how well this works, I will probably do videos of me lettering as well. Well, I was about to say that's it for now, but the one interesting thing about this piece is I know that I'm going to go through and probably delete most of this background in here because it still doesn't feel like what I wanted to get, which was sort of a swirling mass of storming clouds. So I think I may just go straight to delete all of that, go back and just try to paint it in black and white and get it so it's working on a value level first, then come back and add color, which kind of was reminded me by a Brian Stelfree's live demo I was watching bits and pieces of earlier today. Okay, now that's it for all. That's it for now. Go check out my website, optichouse.com. Go be creative.